Does your work energize you? Does it make your impact on the world? Welcome to Start Anew, the show that looks beyond success into freedom, fulfillment, and your passion-driven career. Join your host, Sumbul Sang, for inspiring stories and bite-sized training to help you start anew with clarity. And now, here is Sumbul.
There are so many lessons to be learned from Toks' story, and he spells them all out in his book for you. Today, in this interview, we can't discuss all of them, but we will touch on a few. But first, let's talk about the title of the book. Toks, what do you mean by joyful?
I titled the book Joyful from the beginning. I didn't have any... you know how sometimes I've heard of writers who have a name for the book and change it. I knew the name for the book from the moment I decided to write the book, and it hasn't changed because I found out that a lot of things don't actually give you that long-term peace and joy. It's just momentary happiness. I titled the book Joyful because it's a state of your being. It's not in a thing. It's not as a result of achieving something. It's you. The book is about being you. Everyone can be joyful right now, regardless of where you are in life, regardless of your goals or your aspirations. And I encourage people, do think big, but then that does not define you. You don't have to wait till you achieve before you get joy. Joy is your being. It's who you are. You are joyful right now. You're just not conscious of it. You can't be joyful. There's a lot of your mind in it. It's not just your mind, but there's a good element of your mind and the way your mind works with it as well. And that's why I gave it that name. Joyful, a truthful guide to finding peace and living a fulfilling life, because that is what life is about.
Absolutely, I can't agree more. So tell us, why did this book need to be written?
It had to be written because I saw a lot of myself in the world. As I just explained, I chased so many things. But when I look around, as you said, we met in a corporate environment, and you and I know that so many people in the environment, all they do is go to work, come home, sleep, eat, go to work. Their lives are like 80% career, 20% living. And even the living, a lot of times they don't even enjoy it because they're always stressed. And that was me. I was spending so much time working and stressing about the future that I was not appreciating what I had. And it was like the present didn't mean anything because all I was doing for a future that I may or may not even end up seeing. I think that's a problem in the world. That needs to change. I think people need to realize that they don't need to spend most of their lives unhappy, chasing things in the future. I think the future is good, but the future is overrated. I think the present matters more. In the book, Joyful, I talk a lot about living a balanced life. I do invest for my future. I do save. I do have a pension. But you can do all those things and live. You just do it based on what you have. Based on what you have. Too much of anything is bad for you. If you have only £5, spend £1 or £2 on yourself. Spend £1 on society. Save £1. Invest £1. You don't have to invest the £5 and say, I'm investing for tomorrow, so I'm going to suffer. I'm not going to eat today because I need the £5 for tomorrow. What if you die today? What happens to So that is really the essence of the book, to get people to look at what they're doing now and try and enjoy today. I'll bring this very important point out. There was a study by a lady called Bronnie Ware, and I go into that in the book. She did some research on people in their dying days, and their number one regret in life was not living a life that was true to themselves. How come they waited till they were on their deathbeds to realize that they were living a life that's not true to themselves? And do we face the risk of doing that as well with all this working and all these pursuing things that are not necessarily giving us any fulfillment today? We do face that risk. That's why I wrote the book. To get people to realize what they're doing and to change. Otherwise, they could be the ones on the deathbed having regrets.
What a beautiful mission you have, Toks. There is another lesson in this book that really resonated with me, and that is when you talk about how sometimes people work very hard to achieve their goals only to feel unfulfilled by them. Why do you think that happens to so many of us?
Well, first we have to look at the goals. What is the goal? Why? There's a big why behind it. Why do you want that goal? What is it for? Is it a sense of security? Why does it mean so much to you? You look at a lot of people's goals, not everybody, but a lot of people's goals has to do with material things. Wealth, business, this, that. Those things don't give you joy. They don't give you fulfillment. People want to feel important. People want to feel relevant to society. People want to feel successful. But then the success does not give you that thing you're looking for. It's already there. It's already there. People look for it in things, but it's within them. They're looking outwards when they should be looking within. And that's what I'm trying to point out to people. Because honestly, you could chase those things. You could have those goals. You could pursue them, which most people do, and you will achieve them, hopefully. But you will find that they don't give you that joy. It's good to have goals. It's good to pursue things. But don't think your life depends on that. There's way more. There's way more than that. And I go through all of that in my book, Joyful, how to actually live. How to live a life that's worth living. You find fulfillment within yourself. It's already within you. You don't need to look outside. Whatever you do outside is just part of your daily life. But it's not something that should define who you are. You shouldn't spend most of your life upset or stressed, or enjoy what you have now. Go on holiday, treat your wife, take care of your community.
One of the lessons in this book is start believing and stop worrying.
Yes.
Break it down for us. What does that really mean in practical terms?
Well, I'm a strong believer, and not just a believer, I've experienced it loads of times, that anything you worry so much about tends to happen. If you worry so much about something, it tends to happen. Yeah. Worry it's one of the most, it's a very terrible trait of human nature, worrying, because it adds no value whatsoever to anyone. All it does is take from you. It steals your dreams. It steals your peace. It even steals your health. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever. No good can ever come out of worrying. And I'm trying to raise that. I'm not some superhuman person who does not worry. It's a lifelong battle. And I will fight this battle to the end, because I have learned that worrying about anything is counterproductive. If you haven't got money for tomorrow, or you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay my children's school fees next month? I lost my job. Yeah? And you start worrying so much about it. You worry. It doesn't give you a new job. It doesn't give you anything. It's just stealing from you. Look at what you've got right now. What do you have right now? You might have your intellect. You might have your qualifications. You might have this. You might have whatever. You've got food on the table right now. Okay, I can eat today. I can enjoy this day. What can I do to actually get a new job? What can I do to do something great for my future? I could learn a new skill. I could go back to study or whatever. Or what do I actually enjoy doing? What is my passion? What am I passionate about? I'm trying to get people to look more within. Look more within, as opposed to worrying about external things for tomorrow. Because people don't really worry about today, they worry about tomorrow. It tends to be something in the future they're worried about. Oh my goodness, tomorrow I can't do this, I can't do that. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. You are creating it. You are creating that thing that will happen tomorrow by worrying so much about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not saying don't think about it, but don't worry. You can plan, you can think about something, and you can worry about something. It's two different things. Think about what you need to do and just take action, start doing something, but enjoy today. You must enjoy the present as well. It's a balanced life. I'm not saying all you do is enjoy today, don't do anything for tomorrow. That leads to poverty. It's a balanced life. Enjoy today, but also work, invest, and do everything you can. It's all in balance. And that is the message.
This reminds me of a saying from Dale Carnegie, live in day-tight compartments, where he says, yes, live in the present, basically. Now, on to my favorite topic in the book, and the last one we'll discuss today, the pursuit of dreams. What is your message or advice to all the dreamers out there?
My advice to all the dreamers out there is based on what I just said to you about the research done by Bronnie Ware. Don't wait till you're on your deathbed. According to Bronnie Ware's research, the biggest regrets that people have in their dying days is wishing they had lived a life that was true to themselves and not what anyone expected of them. What are your dreams? Your dreams tend to go hand in hand with your passion. Analyze those dreams though. Is it a dream that you want, or is it a dream because you've seen somebody else's life and you just want to copy that person? No. Analyze yourself. What do I enjoy? What do I like? Your passion is very close to you. You're already doing it. You just don't know. Your passion is already within you. You're already engaged in those activities. They're the things you like to do and you don't think about it. You just enjoy doing it. It could be cooking. There's a big smile on your face when you're cooking. You don't even think about it. You just love to cook. It could be that. You're passionate about something. If you don't pursue your dreams, I really, really doubt you can ever be great. I do believe sometimes a job is a job, and you can see that in my book. I believe sometimes a job is a job. You need to do some things to look after your family and those who depend on you in the short term, but to be truly great, look at anyone who's great in life. To be truly great, you must pursue your dream. If you don't, you are more likely to live a life of mediocrity, and that's just cheating yourself. Life is too short. Life is too short.
Toks, thank you for going deep and personal with us, inspiring us, and advising us today. Please share the best way we can connect with you online, and then we'll say goodbye.
I'm very new to the social media thing, as you can imagine. I'm not one of the social media greats, but I'm getting there. So if you want to connect with me, I'm on Goodreads, for those of you who are excellent readers. On Goodreads, just type in Toks Adebiyi and you can find me, or type in my book, Joyful, A Truthful Guide to Finding Peace and Living a Fulfilling Life, and you can find me. Or if you go on Facebook, my page, the name of my page is Joyful Guide. If you search Joyful Guide on Facebook, you can find me. If you go on Twitter, just search for Toks Adebiyi and you can find me. Or even LinkedIn, Toks Adebiyi on LinkedIn, you can find me. I'm on all these things now. I'm getting better. If you send me a message or note on any of these things, I will thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Start Anew Show. We invite you to be more than a passive listener. Be a starter. Join our community and snag exclusive freebies from Symbol and her guests at letstartanew.com. Create your vision of freedom and fulfillment right here on the Start Anew Show.